On a Tuesday in March of 1883, a group of doctors gathered at the home of Stanhope Breckinridge at the corner of 8th and Market in Chattanooga. Dr. Lapsley Green was elected the first president of an organization that has shaped the field of health care in Hamilton County for 130 years. Today, a vibrant community benefits from the work that began that day.
You know, it was a very kind of rough and tumble place. Physicians were trained by essentially shadowing another physician, so it was kind of on-the-job training. The Medical Society was formed in 1883 to improve community health, and one of their first goals and first major initiatives was to improve the quality of medical education and to create a certification process for physicians. In the early days, pretty much anybody could hang up a shingle that said doctor, and their only training might have been as a barber. So the physicians who'd gone through some fairly rigorous training felt it was important for community health to improve the quality of medical education in general. The physicians became very active in things like addressing epidemics, promoting polio vaccination, standards for milk, which was a huge public health issue. So from the very beginning, physicians have been engaged in medicine, but have also been very active in the life of the community.
In the 1900, the life expectancy was somewhere in the 40s. And by the time I started practice of medicine 50 years later, life expectancy was in the 70s. Well, that's astronomical. Penicillin, anesthesia, surgical techniques, these revolution in materials and the invention of the transistor. All of these things revolutionized healthcare, and the practice today would be unrecognizable to somebody who started when I started in 1952.
Look at the whole tapestry that's been created. There are hundreds of physicians who've made a huge difference in this community. The Medical Society over the years has worked with dozens and dozens of community health initiatives. Often we work behind the scenes. We try to bring medical expertise to the table, and we try to help get the right groups of people talking to each other to figure out how we can best address some of these community health issues. Physicians were also very involved in creating the hospital systems here, and especially the Erlanger Hospital system as a public hospital here in Hamilton County.
In fact, by its very nature, the Medical Society creates change through its membership. When physicians speak with one voice on public health issues, the results can be remarkable.
In 1969, Dr. David McCauley, during his tenure as president, formed a blood procurement committee.
When you look at the history of the city, it had grown to a point where there was a real issue with regards to having available proper inventory of red cells, blood products for the hospitals.
Harry Stone comes to mind, and Dr. Jack Adams was the head of pathology at Erlanger, and he ran the Erlanger's blood bank and realized, along with a lot of surgeons, that Erlanger by itself was not in a position to take care of all the blood needs of the community. So the idea of going to a community blood bank came up, and they were several of the leaders. It's grown in size and complexity ever since.
What used to be just, the 4 major hospitals in this area encompasses almost over 50 healthcare facilities. Blood Assurance itself is very much concerned about what goes on in the Medical Society. We recognize what they did for us in terms of an organization, so we do want to make sure we're giving back to them, in the sense when they have circumstances that they need help that we may have expertise in, that's where we play a role. Frankly, that's what we do.
It's a very important, lasting monument to a creation by the medical community and the medical society.
The same growth and change that spurred the creation of Blood Assurance has presented the membership of the Medical Society with new challenges, new opportunities to serve.
One thing that we do that represents us in the community is the things we do for patient care, and the big one, there's been many things along the way, but the Project Access program that was started a few years ago to provide free care to the working poor, that has probably been the biggest accomplishment of the Medical Society.
No signs of an infection. Do the same thing over here.
We were always giving away free care, but we'd never been able to document how much free care we were really giving.
I never will forget, we had sort of the seminal meeting one night at the Mountain City Club. Mitch Mutter was a member, and we had the head of Erlanger, the head of Park Ridge, and the head of Memorial all sitting together at the same table, which I'd never experienced before. And so we made a simple financial argument. You know, it's a lot smarter if the physicians are willing to donate their time and services free. It's a lot smarter for you hospitals to donate your services free, and let's treat these diseases when they're easier and cheaper. Goes without saying, it's also better for the patient. And all the people around the table said, let's do it.
Thumbs down right here, resist up, don't let me push.
Many other communities, I talked to the physicians and hospital administrators, and they just wish they had the same cooperation in their community that we have in ours. Chattanooga is unique, and it deserves all the praise it can get for what Project Access and other such projects do in this community.
The future of community health is dependent upon the dedicated physicians that work together to fulfill the mission of the Medical Society. To that end, the Medical Society created the Youth Leadership Forum.
I said what I would really like to do is create a program where we, the members of the Medical Society, the docs in Chattanooga, acted as mentors to upcoming high school students to show them that medicine is really a great career.
Every year we select 25 high school students, rising juniors and seniors, to spend a week learning about medicine.
We try to expose the high school students to all of the branches of medicine, give them ideas about what medical school costs, how do you get there, how do you fund it, what happens after medical school. So we've had about 250 to 300 students now participate in the Youth Leadership Forum. It's beginning to bear fruit, which means that our first graduates are now making their way to and through medical school.
Our goal is to encourage the brightest young people to consider careers in medicine, and we hope eventually they'll want to stay in Hamilton County.
I think the history of this medical community is 130 years of a strong medical society that the vast majority of practicing physicians in our community have been not just members but active members of, and a lot of good things have happened for those physicians and their practice and their ability to take care of people, and for the community at large. And I think the doctors in this community now see it as a very, very necessary part of both their practice and the community of Chattanooga.
The Medical Society today has over 1,000 members. Doctors can come together, share diverse ideas, learn about the issues, and hopefully be able to really direct positive public policy that results in good medicine and basic patient care. Ultimately, doctors are about patients.
In order for us to do our job at the health department, to have a healthy community, we have to have the medical community alongside us as full partners, and the Medical Society makes that happen for us.
We've had 130 years of stellar leadership of people who've sacrificed their time and their energy, who've shared their vision, and who have given pretty tirelessly to this community. And so to me, that's a really beautiful thing.